open eye, feel the waves cut through me.
Welcome to Women Plus Tech podcast for insightful conversations at the intersection of women, education, business, and technology. So, whether you are aspiring student or an entrepreneur, this podcast is for you. My name is Pindiwe Ngangahu. I am a software developer, a tech maker ambassador, and a co-founder and director of operations at the organization called Babes Got Bites. Today, I'm here with my co-host.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Randall. I am an Android dev in training, a Women Tech Maker ambassador, a master's student, and a manager of the next billion developers. And I'm really excited to be here. And yeah, I'm just super excited about this podcast.
Can you believe it that we actually shoot our first episode? It's been a struggle and we've been stressing about putting this together. Shout out to Suitable Focus for making this happen. Please do check them out. They're offering services from web design to strategic marketing.
So we are super excited to invite our guest for this podcast. So our guest is Pholisa Fatyela, and she is a well-known person in the tech space. She's been around for a long time. She's a facilitator and mentor for over 5 years. She's just an amazing person, and we're going to get to know her a bit more. So we're going to play a little game. So I'm just going to explain how it works. So I have one question, and it's called Never Have I Ever. So I'm going to ask this question to our guest, Pholisa, and she's going to answer it, and we're going to build a conversation around this Never Have I Ever. So never have I ever failed a technical task.
Thanks, Jess. Hi, everyone. Thank you guys for having me again. Firstly, before I jump into your question or the game, I think for me, with the failing a technical task it's not something I can recall easily that has happened. I think for me, I always equipped myself with having someone I can always ask to or ask for help from. I never shied away from asking questions whenever I wasn't sure of anything. So I cannot recall any moment in my time or as a tech developer where I felt like I failed a specific task. So yeah, I think that's what I would say.
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you for that answer. Anyway, we want to ask like about your background, like when you started. Do you have a moment that you actually said, you know what, this is the path that I want to take. I'm gonna be in the tech industry.
Thanks, Penny, for the question. To be honest with you, I think growing up, I always wanted to be a pilot. But given the subjects that I did in school, so I did a lot of maths, physics, accounting, and some IT. My accounting teacher did not give me a choice. She told me you are doing accounting until grade 12. So I never had a choice of changing, which means I had to find a subject that suited my choices at the moment. I ended up doing IT. We did CAT initially, and then I did the IT. We started doing Java. So I think that's where the passion sparked, and my IT teacher was very supportive. So he's the one who kind of pushed me to pursue, like, what is this IT thing and all about? Initially, there is the misconception, obviously, oh, just the infrastructure part of things. But as I went on further in doing a BSc in computer science at UWs, unfortunately, I couldn't finish that, but that's a story for another day. But that just kind of gave me the steps into the industry. As well, I can never say my route was just pretty straightforward into the tech industry. I kind of had to take a couple of detours along the way to get where I am today. So yeah, that's just a little bit of a snippet of how I got into tech.
Wow, amazing. So you started from the high school until you didn't want to, like, you didn't try anything else except tech.
Jeez. So initially, when I went to varsity, I wanted to do tech. I was like computer science, BSc. But with the very little knowledge and information I had, I wasn't sure which one is the best one. So everyone was like, oh, get a BSc, a BSc. I was like, okay, go. But like I said, I never got to finish that. So I've had to take a detour. So after 2 years of that, I had to drop out. I started working in fast food. So I went from McDonald's to Burger King. I literally did I recall those 3 a.m.s and all of that. But I'm grateful for that experience because that kind of what sparked the team builder in me. That's when I left my last job at Burger King, I was on my route to being a store manager. So, but I was like, no, what, nah, I want to, my calling, I want to go back to studying. Like, there's this thing in me that says, this is fine. My family is sorted, but this is not the rest of my life. So from there, that's when I heard about Brothers for All, Kwalanga. And then I started doing some classes there, excelled, got into Codex, and then, yeah, I'm here today giving back at Codex as well as a mentor after being in 2 years of 2 corporate companies, working as a junior, very, very corporate places. So that's where I experienced a lot of imposter syndrome, a lot of questioning myself and doubting myself, like, why am I here? The only woman of my color, the only woman in other teams. So it was just quite a lot of maneuvering I had to do, and I wasn't really equipped for that. The decision I took to go back to Codex was like I wanted to be the role model for other females, for other students, to show this is, I never got this, but it is possible with the right mentoring, with the right space and nurturing that you give them while they're in the program. So yeah, just a little bit about me.
Thank you. So you spoke about giving back, and obviously we know you a facilitator and a mentor. So my question is around how do you keep the balance between mentoring others and obviously keeping their best interests at heart, but also not losing yourself completely for your aspirations or dreams? How do you balance both?
Thanks, Jess. That was not an easy thing to do. I'm very fortunate to have been part of the Codex team. I felt like we looked at much more than just the technical aspect of things for the students, but also on the well-being. So when they started introducing having a personal coach, that's when I took advantage of that as well. That's when I was able to understand the boundaries I had to set with the students as well as putting in time for myself. So once I got that, it became a habit, like a natural habit. Even if with any work that I do, I always make sure that it's balanced with what I need to do to maintain myself, my mental health and well-being. It's never just about getting the bag, doing the money, or doing the job, but also, is it good for me? Am I able to balance my schedule on that? So it took a while, but I'll definitely say just people can explore and be open-minded, because a lot of the time we're just used to the mainstream of doing things, just work, 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 and there isn't time to rest and all of that. But just allowing yourself and being selfish from time to time kind of helps a lot, and saying no to certain opportunities if they don't align with your values and stuff. Yeah, it's always hard for us to do that because we always want the back, but is it good for my mental health? So yeah, I think for me, I've had quite a journey. Um, I've also explored a little bit of some Zen stuff, like Zen coaching, mindfulness. What does that mean? So that kind of helps a lot with finding the balance between the two.
So, Pholisa, like you've been like in the industry, like facilitating and mentoring. So, like right now, I'm asking myself, how do you do all this? Because we know that technology is actually changing all the time. Like this year, it's something else. Next year, it's another. So you need to like be up to date with what's happening, and then like how do you keep up with that? Yes, I want to know like how do you keep up with technology and also like training people and all that? Because as well to train people, you need to first understand maybe Java or whatsoever, and then you can take it and train other people.
Thanks, Penny, for the question. So I can say for me, staying up to trend is it aligned with our goal? We know what we want. What are we training in? We don't have to know about everything that's happening, but whatever the specific path we are taking or whatever, like a full stack developer, there's certain things you need to know, staying updated in those and just not absorbing everything. Otherwise, it's going to be a lot. The FOMO will kill some people, but for others, it's just knowing where the boundaries lie. I'm not crossing over. For me, I never did Java specifically, but some of my fellow mentors, they did that. So they fully focused on that. They had to study for the OCA and do all of that. I did a lot of the facilitation, making sure I was training in my Scrum Master stuff, facilitation stuff, so that I can deliver the content better. So staying within the lane is the key. Because otherwise in tech, there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot, and you might end up just tossed doing a million things and being a master of none, like doing all these things. But we want to master what we're giving so that we're giving good content and giving yeah, and grooming the coders. It's not always about um, going into tech. We have this idea that, oh, I just need to sit at my desk, do the code. Can I code? Everyone can teach themselves that, but now we want a lot more holistic approach into, can I manage the work environment? Am I able to work with others if things change, or if I'm posed with a situation or scenario that is life threatening, or it's against my boundaries, or I see there's certain things that are coming towards me or affecting me personally. Am I able to manage that? Am I not just gonna have a breakdown? I'm like, I'm done with work, whatever. So it's a much more approach like that. So hence I would say stick in your own lane. You know what path you want to go to. Yes, learn about it. Just know a little bit. Oh, this is that. Okay, cool. That's fine. Just have your limits. So whenever you do your research, you say don't rabbit hole into what tech
I
is all
think
about.
also mentorship is very helpful when it comes to that, because I remember when I started in the industry, I was like so excited. I wanted to do everything. Today I will see VR, and then I want to jump to that, and then the next, and then it's Android development. So I didn't know where to start. So I really think what you're saying, stay in your lane. You need someone who's going to guide you. Yeah.
So you spoke about staying in your, like, picking one lane and kind of mastering it. So we have a variety of different people in within the tech space, like beginners, mid, senior. So for beginner, how do you pick that lane? How do you know this is for me? Like for me, I tried I tried Flutter, it didn't work. I tried Kotlin, it stuck. And now I'm a Kotlin developer. But like how do you know, like what type of questions would you ask yourself to get into the right lane when you start out in tech? Because shifting and shaping is not ideal.
Thanks, Jess. That's actually an interesting one. I think it's a journey of self discovery, I would say. It's never, I don't recall having a set of questions to ask myself. Um, for me, it was always like, what is the end goal? What do I want to be doing? What do I just want to take it so broad? And also being a developer, do I just want to sit and worry about whether my stuff is being stored in the database correctly? Is there authentication? None of that sparks an interest for me. So for me, I got drawn into the front end of things, where the look and the feel of the page when I land, is the person engaged, do my colors align, is the page when you land on it saying stay, or is it just saying, oh, I'm going to move on to the next thing? So I think it's finding that passion, that niche. What is keeping you awake at night? Like you're sleeping, you're like, oh, but my design doesn't look nice. There's this color missing here. It's just, if I could just align and all of that, and the prototyping. So yeah, I think it's, where does your passion lie? What is this? What keeps you awake at night? Are you worried about your database? Are you worried? What is that one thing? And it can come in different forms. So I think for me, it was the visual aspect of things. When I started seeing, I was like, how to review people's code, their projects. I'm like, they're fun. You're logging in, you're doing all of this, but it's still not. I'm your customer right now. I'm coming onto this project. I'm like, it's not appealing to me. Like, think about that. Don't just focus on, fine, the functionality is there, but now the appeal and the feel. What do I feel when I come onto your webpage and stuff? So I say it's different for everyone. It's a journey. You just have to be willing to try and find out. Yeah, there isn't. I don't personally. I don't have the questions. Maybe with time they might come, but at the moment, yeah, I don't think I had a set of questions I asked myself. But it was more of, where's the passion? Where's the spark? Where's this one thing I always like? This is the one thing I want to focus on. Is it there? Is it fully done? Is it, yeah.
Oh, okay. So Pholisa, I remember you were part of Indoni developers, which is women. Yes, and also you spoke about helping children and also women to the industry. So, I have like a concerning question, because in South Africa, I mean, it's 2024, and then still, when I check the stats of Black women who are in the tech industry, it's still 3%, right? And it's 2024. And we know that technology is actually like the big thing all around the world. How do you think we can actually get more girls to the industry? As yeah, I am running an organization that is doing that, but I think it's not enough. Like we're looking for more ways that we can actually get more girls, children to be part of the tech industry, at least understand the world that they living in. I think that's it's important because everything nowadays is about technology. So what is your view, like what you think organization, companies, individuals like you can do to actually make this like a movement and yeah, empower more girls to be part of the industry?
Thanks, Pini. That's quite a powerful question. For me, I believe it's always better to start when they're young. Because a lot of the time, I know even for myself, when I was working, my parents didn't understand what I was doing. So in most households, the parents influence or guide what career paths the kids or the child in the house picks. So now once we demystify that and the parents understand what is actually this whole tech and this industry all about, that's a starting place. Because even now, I think if you go to any high school, there is very few people who think about any career in tech. They know the main streamlined careers. So having a presence, showing them that they are women in tech, this is what we do, this is what we're responsible for. And also, I think it takes time, but now if we band together, like you were saying, we work together instead of working in different silos, us trying to do our own thing, I'm doing my own thing here. But if we come together, because there's a lot of different people doing great things, but now it's the fact that I'm working as an individual. But now if we come as a community together, there's a much greater impact we can do. So I would say start them small and also have a presence. Like let's work with the schools, let's work with grade 10s and grade 11s, because grade 10, that's when you start picking your careers. Where do you want to go? Plant those seeds. So the time they get to matric, they already know, oh wait, there is people who came and spoke to us about certain subjects. There is courses here. This is what I can do. So giving them those seeds from an early age and not just expecting to come at grade 12 and say, do this, but they've already made up their minds earlier on. Yeah, I think that's a starting point, but yeah, let's see what they go. But definitely the community part is a crucial one in it.
Yes, I am with you that I think when organizations and companies, individuals as well, when they're working together, this will actually work, even schools as well. Because I remember last week it was International Girls in ICT, and then we took a tour and then to speak with the girls, you see, to trying to find out why they actually not showing interest. And we heard that some of them they said, okay, we don't know much about this, and then others they spoke about their parents. They actually said, for girls this is what career, that this is the career that is good for you, like nursing, being a doctor, etc. And others, they, there's schools like public schools who are technical schools, but then they do not have computers as well. So there's girls who actually register to the school because they think they'll be doing tech, but then the school doesn't have computers. So when you say like we need to actually like work together, I think that the only way that we can make a huge difference. I don't know what you think.
So, Pholisa, I wanted to ask, like, how do you manage your whole work life, home life, all of it? Because I'm sure you have other responsibilities. And maybe just tell us a little bit more about that and maybe what your typical day looks like as well.
Thanks again, Jess. So I don't think I mentioned earlier, but I am a mom to a 4-year-old. So that's definitely been a journey. I can say the balance between work and life has been my priority. Ever since I started the journey of being a mom, it's been life shifting. Initially, I would just focus on my work. My main goals were just working, working, and making sure I do my best, even when I'm at home. But now I have to be very intentional about what I do because, like they say, kids sponge up a lot of things. My daughter is very well spoken and outspoken, so she literally would let you know when she's not happy about stuff. Um, so for me, my typical day, I think it's just getting her ready for school. That's one thing. And then once she's off, that is time for me to work on myself if I don't have to be at the office or anywhere. I wake up at 4:30, 4:30 a.m. So I am part of the 5 a.m. gang. So I wake up very early. She's off to school by 6. She's gone already. So that gives me enough time to balance. I would say someone would say, "Oh, you have enough time to work out and stuff," but I don't. Time flies really quickly because I have a lot of catching up to do. I'm volunteering a lot. I working with Pindi. I've also working with STEM women as well. So I'm busy with a blog for that. So there's quite a lot of small things I'm involved in. So I've scheduled my time. So having schedule is one thing. I have a whiteboard in my room with all my tasks and what I want to do and the time allocated for each and everything. But after 5, that's it for me. 5 is like the cut off. My daughter's home 3:30 to 4. Then that's me and her time. That's when we do homework. She has homework, study time, and also play as well. And I think with the time now, my daughter is very tech savvy. As much as she has a tablet at home, she plays with, which I enjoy. But I've tried to be very conscious of how much I allow her. So during the week, we limit the screen time. We rather do coloring and doing other things as well. So yeah, weekends we do mommy daughter coffee dates. I meet up with some friends as well. Um, Journaling is also a routine. Every morning, it's like part of me. If I don't do it in the morning, I do it in the afternoon. Because for me, with the recent changes in my life, it's been there's been a lot of overwhelming things. So I had to go through some counseling and also just find tools that work for me, finding my support system, having my friends and my family, knowing if I need some time alone, my mom is going to be available, or my sister to help out with my child and stuff. And also saying, yeah, my friend, like, dude, I'm not feeling okay. Can we grab a coffee? Can we go for a walk and stuff like that? So those are very crucial things for me, and I value those a lot. So whenever someone says, like, are you available? I'm like, wait, let me look at my schedule. And also, does it align with what I want to do? Like, what is this all about? So yeah, I'm an ambassador for work-life balance at the moment. I'm doing good, and I think it shows because even I feel rested as much as my daughter's sleeping patterns are crazy, but I don't feel exhausted. I feel very rejuvenated when I wake up. After she's gone, I know I have time to recuperate as well and do other things. So yeah.
Oh wow, Polisa, like I relate to what you just said about your daughter. I also have a 4-year-old, and oh boy, she is keeps me up when she's around. I think girls, they are the same, like they behave the same way because I always hear the stories of other moms with girls. I think they are built in the same way, and yeah, it's very interesting. It's very interesting to be a mom. Hey, and challenging as well. Um, yeah, also when I say I relate to you, I remember when I started the codex. Oh man, this girl here, she cooked me. She was my facilitator. She was mentoring me as well. So I'm here today. I hope she's proud. I hope she's proud to see me where I am today. It's because of her and some of the mentors who were actually there. I think when I started coding, actually, I didn't know what I was doing. It was very hard for me, and the mentors were the only people who actually like show me that hey, you can do this, and Polista was the part of that. Yeah, I'm happy. Like we have 4-year-old daughters, and today we are also pushing things. So I'm really grateful for that. Yeah. So also that she's our first guest. You see. Thank you for being here with us today. Don't forget again to check out Suitable Focus. Let your focus drive the success with forward your precision and professionalism. They focus on small and medium businesses and individuals.
So, in closing, thank you guys for listening to our first ever podcast, and thank you to Pholisa for being our first guest. So, like, subscribe, post, share on all social media. You can follow us on all social media. Just type in Women Plus Tech, and you'll find us. And till next time, our next episode will be about creatives in the tech space. Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Randall and I'm an Android Dev in training, Women Tech Make Ambassador and a master's student in maths. And I'm passionate about this podcast, or why I'm doing this podcast is because I really am passionate about tech, or women in tech, women using tech, women experimenting with tech. So anything with women plus tech. and I'm just interested in meeting different interesting people from different industries and hearing more about their stories, getting to learn more about their background and engage with different individuals and just get a taste of what their tech life looks like or what their life looks like in general. And the ability to share this with an audience is a privilege and an honor, and I'm really excited about the journey.
Hi, so my name is Pedro Nangaho. I am a software developer. I'm passionate about technology and also empowering women and young girls to be in the industry. And we started this podcast to get insights and empower women to get in the tech industry. Also, we had some amazing stories from other women from other industries, and we would like to hear about the work that they do. And we're hoping that will inspire everyone, because we know that not everyone is interested to be in the tech industry, but we want people to know the world that they're living in by understanding what's happening around the world. In this podcast, we feature diverse voices and perspectives, highlighting roles of women and young girls who are shaping the future.
Hi guys, my name is Pholisa Fatyela, software developer, mentor, and facilitator. I just want to say thank you to the ladies of Women Plus Tech podcast for having me. It was a great experience being on the show. I would definitely promote and ask for fellow females who are in the tech industry and people who want to hear their voice or share their experiences and how it has been for you in the tech, what you experience, and also what you aspire to see and how you feel or see you can shape the future of future girls in ICT as well as women in tech. Thank you.